All right, let's dive into this. You guys sent in some super interesting stuff about text-to-speech AI, especially capturing emotions in different languages.
Yeah, it's a pretty hot topic right now.
We've got this Gen AI learning guide to start.
That's a good resource. Points to some cool tools like 11 Labs for customer support.
Right. Exactly. But, the real gold mine is this recording.
Oh, yeah.
Two developers tackling a text-to-speech model, specifically for the Indian market. It's fascinating. Let's hear their journey.
You know what struck me right away? They're prioritizing voice cloning,
Hmm.
nailing those authentic Indian English accents, even over emotions, like right from the get-go.
That's interesting. Why do you think they went that route?
They're aware of emotional tags, of course. I think it'd be a great addition eventually.
Sure.
But they're hyper-focused on a market gap.
Right.
An affordable, high-quality option. You've got those existing solutions like Google's text-to-speech, pretty pricey.
Yeah, they can be.
So by tackling voice cloning first, they're aiming for a product with a wider appeal. Then later, they layer in the emotions.
Makes sense. Build that strong foundation first.
Exactly.
So what kind of challenges did they bump into?
They started with some familiar names, Koki TTS and Bark. You've probably heard of those.
I have, yeah.
But they found Koki TTS isn't open source anymore. And Bark struggles with longer audio. It's a trade-off.
Always is.
You might have a model that's great at one thing but falls short somewhere else.
So true. What do they do next?
Got methodical, tried different things.
Why?
Breaking down the text for long-form generation, different speaker voices, even played around with audio cloning features.
Determined bunch, weren't they?
Definitely. Found some promising stuff. Ran into setbacks, too, of course.
Oh, like what?
Hallucination.
Hallucination.
Yeah, the AI spitting out incorrect or unexpected outputs, like mispronunciations, tricky with female voices, and Indian English accents.
I can see how that would be a major roadblock, especially for them. Those accurate accents are key.
Absolutely. Goes back to the training data. If the model hasn't seen enough diverse examples of Indian English, it's gonna struggle.
Right. Natural, authentic sound is a big challenge. So they had to get into the nitty-gritty of these AI models.
Right.
Any specific ones they mentioned?
Oh, a bunch. Style TTS caught their eye. Speed and voice cloning abilities.
Sounds promising.
But still needed work for those Indian accents. Then they looked at others. Cosi Voice 2, Perler TTS, Kokoro.
Wow. Leaving no stone unturned. So where did this all lead them? I'm curious about their decision-making, how they decide to move forward.
Well, fine-tuning for specific accents, ideal, sure, but huge hurdle.
What's that?
Massive data set of Indian English voices. And they might not have that readily available.
Exactly. So they had to be strategic
Yeah.
about their resources and what was achievable.
A good lesson for anyone working on AI projects, I'd say.
Absolutely. They decided to double down on voice cloning. It's smart. More universally applicable, at least at first. Create a product. Works for a wider range of voices, even without the specific fine-tuning. Ah, I get it. Widen the net, then zero in on the specifics. Clever.
Exactly. They can always circle back to fine-tuning. Enhance the product later down the line, shows real understanding of the practical side of things. Product development, I mean.
Balancing ambition with what's doable right now. Fascinating stuff.
Definitely. They set a pretty ambitious target for processing speed, too.
Oh, what was that?
Wanted to be able to process 5 minutes of audio in under a minute.
Wow, that's fast. Why was speed such a priority?
User experience. If it's slow, clunky, people won't use it, no matter how good the voice is.
Right, makes sense.
Gotta hit that sweet spot. High quality and lightning-fast processing.
Speed and efficiency are everything these days. It sounds like they really get their target audience.
Totally. And that brings us to another key thing. A detailed comparison chart, tracking each model's strengths and weaknesses.
Oh, interesting. Tell me more about that.
They're evaluating everything. Indian accent accuracy, voice cloning, fine-tuning potential, speed, overall quality.
Real analytical approach. Data-driven. Why is this chart so crucial?
Objective decision-making. Not just going with their gut. In AI, that systematic approach, crucial. They got to track progress, compare results, pick the best way forward.
Measure twice, cut once.
Right, exactly. High stakes here. And they uncovered some interesting insights. Bark, for example, great with emotions, but way too slow. And Google's text-to-speech API, high quality, yeah, but too expensive for their target market.
Finding that balance, huh? Quality, affordability, speed. Quite the challenge.
A common one, for sure. Their whole approach. It highlights another trend in AI, user experience. People want powerful tech, but also intuitive, efficient.
Nobody wants to wait forever for a few lines of speech.
Exactly. But what I like is they're not just chasing the latest, greatest model, really thinking critically what will work best for their specific goals.
And that focus on Indian English accents, right?
Key part of it. Most models are trained on American or British English. That's a barrier, especially in a market like India. Local accents, languages, crucial for communication.
Breaking down those language barriers. Making the tech truly inclusive, I can see the impact. In education customer service.
Absolutely. Educational materials in a familiar voice. Customer support that feels authentic to a region. Personalization like that could be huge.
Pushing the boundaries is inspiring. Did they make any progress with that accent challenge?
They discovered something. Fine-tuning for specific accents. Ideal, yeah, but huge data hurdle. Like teaching someone a new language without enough examples in practice.
Makes sense.
So they realized voice cloning, more viable, short term. Worked on a wider range of voices, even without that accent-specific fine-tuning.
Strategic thinking.
Yeah.
Prioritizing what's possible now, but keeping those long-term goals in sight.
Speaking of which, they had some pretty ambitious ideas for the future. Imagine an app. You upload your own audio, get a personalized text-to-speech model in under a minute.
Whoa. Content creation in your own voice.
Yeah.
That easily. That's a game changer. Sounds incredibly complex, though.
It is, but they're methodical. They know they need that balance. Technological sophistication and user-friendliness, those earlier models, taught them some valuable lessons.
Applying what they learned to build a better product, more user-centered. Seems like they're setting themselves up for success. So what's next? What were their specific steps?
A detailed comparison chart. Objectively evaluate different models. Accuracy, speed, voice cloning, fine-tuning potential, just like they did with their initial exploration.
Like a scientific experiment.
Exactly, and they're embracing the challenges. It's a complex field, lots of moving parts. But their persistence, methodical approach, really impressive.
Great reminder. Even in AI, success comes down to the basics. Asking the right questions, testing, never giving up.
Absolutely. Setting a great example.
And
Anyone looking to get into AI development, passion and willingness to experiment, contagious.
I'm excited to see what they come up with next. Makes me wonder, what about you? What features would you want in a personalized text-to-speech tool?
Oh, for me, it'd have to be those subtle things, like capturing the emotion, the inflection, what makes human speech so expressive, you know?
Yeah, that would be huge for audiobooks. Virtual assistants? What about you? Anything you're particularly curious about?
Switching between languages and accents, that would be awesome.
Totally. So many possibilities for communication, for storytelling.
And you know what? This whole journey these developers are on, it highlights something crucial, but personalizing text-to-speech.
What's that?
It's not just about the tech.
Right.
It's about understanding human language, culture even,
Yeah.
emotion. It's where art meets science, really.
It really is. And these guys seem to get it. That blend of technical expertise and human-centered design.
Exactly. Their story is a good reminder, too. AI development, it's a process. Lots of experimenting, setbacks, breakthroughs. You're constantly learning, adapting.
So, to everyone listening out there, as this field keeps evolving, what do you want from personalized text-to-speech? What problems could it solve for you?
Yeah.
What would you create if you had this tech at your fingertips?
Hold on to those questions as you check out those resources we talked about.
The Gen AI learning guides, that developer conversation, all those models they were exploring.
Great place to start.
That's all for this deep dive, everyone. Hope you found it useful, inspiring. Keep learning, keep asking those questions, and keep diving in.